Ethan Cooper, a successful civil engineer, thought he'd finally found peace when he bought his dream home in Silverwood Hills, a quiet neighborhood near Colorado Springs. Using his skills, Ethan built the perfect private well on his property. Crystal clear water, solar-powered lights, advanced filtration. It wasn't just functional, it was beautiful, a symbol of independence. But peace was short-lived. 3 days after finishing the well, Victoria Grant, the HOA president, showed up at his door with a fake smile and a basket of cookies. Victoria was rich, recently divorced, and obsessed with controlling the neighborhood. She eyed Ethan's well with thinly veiled envy. "Very impressive," she said, her tone anything but complimentary. "But here in Silverwood Hills we value harmony." Ethan politely explained his well followed all rules, was eco-friendly, and perfectly legal. But Victoria's cold smile told him everything. She didn't care about the rules. She cared about control. Days later, at the HOA meeting, it became clear this wasn't over. Victoria unveiled a list of new rules, conveniently written to target Ethan's well, his solar panels, even his garden. It wasn't about safety or aesthetics, it was a personal attack. And Ethan knew this was war. After that HOA meeting, Ethan Cooper's life in Silverwood Hills turned into a nightmare. Every day, a new violation notice appeared on his door. His solar panel was unauthorized. His towel drying outside? Unacceptable. His tomatoes? Too close to the fence. Meanwhile, his neighbors with obvious rule-breaking setups were left alone. It was clear Victoria Grant was targeting him, using HOA rules as a weapon. And worse, the other residents stayed silent. Even those who didn't agree with her were too afraid to speak up. Ethan tried everything. Reasoning with Victoria, calling the HOA management company, even speaking to a lawyer. But no one wanted to get involved. Victoria's influence ran deep, thanks to her wealthy connections. The harassment got so ridiculous that even Mrs. Harris, Ethan's elderly next-door neighbor, quietly warned him. "Be careful, dear," she whispered. "Victoria's plotting something with your well. I heard her talking about environmental violations." That night, Ethan dug deep into property laws and city regulations. He discovered the HOA couldn't stop him from having a private well, unless they could claim it was a health hazard. It all clicked. Victoria was planning to fake a contamination emergency, destroy his well, and make herself look like the hero protecting the community. Ethan knew. He had to be ready. It happened early one morning. Ethan woke to the sound of heavy trucks outside. Rushing to his front yard, he found 2 concrete mixers and a crew preparing to pour cement straight into his well. Panicked, Ethan confronted them. "What are you doing?" "This is my private property." The crew chief handed over official-looking papers. "Orders from the HOA. Your well's been declared a contamination risk. We're sealing it immediately." Ethan's heart sank. It was all a setup. Fake reports, false test results, all orchestrated by Victoria Grant. Despite showing his permits and water quality data, no one listened. County officials stood by, siding with the fabricated emergency. The workers fired up the pumps, filling Ethan's engineering masterpiece with cement. Within 2 hours, everything was gone. His pride, his work, buried under cold concrete. And then, like clockwork, Victoria strolled over, fake smile in place. "Oh, Ethan, I'm so sorry," she said sweetly, "but we can't risk the neighborhood's safety." Ethan's hands clenched into fists, but his voice stayed calm. "You've made the biggest mistake of your life." Victoria's eyes narrowed. "I've solved a problem. You're welcome." But what she didn't realize was, Ethan had been recording everything, and the war was far from over. Ethan Cooper didn't get mad. He got smart. He spent days digging through city contracts and HOA regulations, That's when he found the loophole. A hidden clause in Silverwood Hills' water agreement. If the community filed false environmental reports, the city could cut off their water supply. But he needed proof. So, Ethan set a trap. He invited Victoria Grant over for a peace talk, pretending to accept defeat. She arrived, all smiles, carrying wine like they were old friends. Ethan played along. "I have to admit, you really outplayed me with that contamination report." Victoria beamed with pride, never guessing hidden cameras were rolling. "Oh, it was easy," she bragged. "One call to the right person, $500 for a convincing report, worth every penny." She laughed, completely unaware she was confessing to fraud on camera. Ethan smiled politely, but inside he knew he had everything he needed. The next morning, he handed the footage and documents to the city's water department. Within 48 hours, Silverwood Hills water was shut off, pending investigation. Ethan didn't lift a finger. The system Victoria had abused was finally turning against her. Chaos. Angry neighbors, no showers, no coffee, no flushing toilets, all thanks to Victoria Grant's lies. At the emergency HOA meeting that evening, the room was packed. Victoria tried to play innocent. "It's just a misunderstanding," she insisted. "We'll fix it." But Ethan was ready. He played the video of her confessing, bragging about the fake contamination report, laughing about destroying his well. The room went silent. Then came the shouting. "You lied to all of us. You risked our homes. You ruined everything." Mrs. Harris stood up, furious. "We trusted you. You betrayed this community." The vote to remove Victoria as HOA president passed almost instantly, 48-1, with only Victoria voting for herself. The consequences came fast. Victoria faced legal action for fraud. She was fined thousands for destroying Ethan's well. Humiliated and isolated, she was forced to sell her house. Meanwhile, Ethan used the compensation to build a new, even better well, one that served not just him, but his grateful neighbors too. The community thrived, no longer under fear, but built on independence, respect, and real unity. And Victoria? Wherever she went next, they'd know exactly who she was. The woman who tried to control everything and lost it all.